This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Mental health is real, seek help, and the stigma. On the news this evening, traders at Rumuosi Livestock Market lament low sales ahead of Salah. Residents, traders in Rumuoji, Mile 1 decry rising insecurity and in honor. This is about the Tinubu's administration. Emergency. U.S. Trump defend widespread ban. Break. Welcome back. As Muslim faithful in Rivers State join their counterparts across Nigeria to prepare for the Eid al-Adha celebration, traders at the Rumuosi Livestock Market say patronage is low. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, they say the emergency rule in the state is impacting their businesses despite the Salah festivities tomorrow. They called on the suspended governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, to prioritize the concerns of Rivers people over their personal dispute, come to a common ground to restore the state to a thriving economy.
This state of emergency, the thing they draws back where we don't even sell. Last year we sell where because of everywhere they okay. Because of this state of emergency, we don't second go to here again. So if not last year, by this time, because tomorrow is a Salah, go to the movie here where. But this year, as you can see, nothing. I sell like, let me say 10 last year, but this year I never sell one. Like tomorrow that Easter here,
we come back to normal. People they buy last year, they buy well, they buy good. But now, maybe the price is not inflated, but we don't have customers.
Salah, I never say what good. Make Wike and the same settle so that everything go do okay. At least make what they say. They see what we go use feed our family.
Similarly, the chief imam of the Uniport Mosque, Professor Abdulrazak Kilani, has asked the political actors in the state to end the ongoing conflict in the spirit of the Eid celebrations for the overall development of Rivers State.
As one of the biggest states in Nigeria, we should not, because of our ambition, bring the state down. We should also sacrifice our ego so that what we want Rivers State to be is the community of nations. The state should be able to achieve it. And what has been achieved will not be thrown away just because of people who are quarreling, because they could not eschew their bitterness, their envy, their pride. Rivers State is bigger. Rivers State should be uppermost in our mind. Just like Muslims sacrifice for the purpose of achieving the goal of satisfying God, to attain the pleasure of Almighty. Our goal here is to make Rivers State to remain as one of the living examples of good state in Nigeria.
Kilani, who is also a professor of Islamic studies at the University of Port Harcourt, said the emergency rule in the state negatively impacted the number of government-sponsored pilgrims from Rivers State participating in the 2025 Hajj. He said there was a decline compared to last year when there was a democratically elected government.
The right of Hajj, Muslims going on pilgrimage every year. The arrangement normally here when we have a democratic system fully in operation. It's not the same when we have a state of emergency. As those of us who are within the country now celebrating, we are not having any negative impact. But we pray that we should learn a lesson from this, so that next year when we have the opportunity to celebrate under a full democratic system, we'll be able to appreciate what we have.
In the meantime, the chairman of the Rivers and Bayelsa State Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Vincent Okuku, says the state of emergency in the state is significantly impacting the sector. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Okuko said production levels dropped drastically since the emergency rule, adding that investors no longer regard the state to be safe for business.
Emergency in Rivers State has affected our businesses in the sense that every emergency is the that the place in terms of military and there is a tendency to think that we are going to take place to do business. Most of our business partners sometimes ask questions about this place, whether it is safe to do business. That reduce our margin of the sales, our business transactions, and also investors that we have come to join now see as a place that is not safe for business.
The man chairman also spoke of the Nigeria First policy of the President Bola Tinubu administration. He said although it was intended for the good of the economy, it has failed to address some of the concerns of the manufacturing sector.
Manufacturing is slowed down because measures taken by the government to counter inflation. The federal government raised rates to fight inflation, making things more expensive. Manufacturers are now struggling to access foreign credit to expand their organized operations. And of course, because of loans too high, the overhead cost becomes too difficult. Our capacity inflation is up to 6.4% in 2024. And they are also being encouraged by almost 7% year on and year out, which totals about 1.4 trillion.
In another development, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has dismissed insinuations that some power brokers are influencing the governance of President Bola Tinubu. Delivering the keynote address at the 2025 OAU Distinguished Personality Lecture in Ile-Ife, Osun State today, Wike said under Tinubu there is nothing like cabal. He has shown that he has the courage. He said former Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan were not bold enough to remove the petrol subsidy and unify the foreign exchange rates. Wike said so many people would still be benefiting from fuel subsidy fraud had Tinubu not removed it. The Oni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi, says political scientists in Nigeria should understudy how the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, a key PDP figure, made it to the cabinet of President Bola Tinubu of the APC. The Oni said this at a lecture in Ile-Ife, Osun State today, where Wike delivered the keynote lecture. He also applauded President Bola Tinubu for working together with the FCT minister despite belonging to different political parties. Meanwhile, former Deputy National Chairman of the PDP, Bode George, has shut down recent remarks by the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, that the PDP did not shape his political career. In an interview on Arise News, George described Wike's statement as a disgusting abomination, ungrateful and short-sighted. Recall that on Monday, Wike had a media parley where he slammed George for saying that the PDP made him, while reacting to the sealing of the PDP headquarters by the FCTA over unpaid ground rent. George urged Wike to reflect on the transient nature of life and power, as nothing lasts forever. In other news, residents and traders in Rumuwoji, Mile 1, Diobu, Port Harcourt City Local Government Area have expressed concern over rising insecurity in the area. As you may know, Mile 1 Diobu has long been associated with cultism and criminal activities, but residents say the situation is getting worse. In an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, chairman of the Rumuwoji Community Development Committee, Stanley Wobo, said at least 4 people have been killed by suspected gang members and armed robbers between May and early June. Wobo said residents now live in fear. He said despite the presence of several police divisions in the area, criminal gangs continue to operate freely. He appealed to the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, the administrator of Port Harcourt City Local Government, and other relevant authorities to urgently intervene.
For the past 2 weeks, it has not been easy for us as indigenes, or for us as community, and also the business owners. It will be recalled that in some time by 5 p.m., those that were supposed to be doing business till 6 p.m. will lock up their shops because of fear of what we call street bullets and cult-related issues. 19th of last month, our record showed that 4 persons has lost their lives. So we want to send a message to the government, to the mayor of Port Harcourt, to the law enforcement agencies for them to redouble their efforts to join us in fighting this menace.
Mr. Weber also called for the demolition of the Njemanze and Elechi Beach waterfronts, which he described as safe havens for criminals and gang members.
We're also asking the government to deem it necessary to demolish their den, which is the Elechi Beach waterfront, Njemanze axis. If they commit crime, they run down to that waterfront. These are challenges we are facing. We also send a message to them. They are not from this community. Most of them are not from Rivers State. They will keep creating problems for us, making our people restless. We don't sleep with our two eyes closed any longer. We as community will give the government every needed support to see that these criminals are brought to book.
Some traders who shared their ordeals said the situation has affected social and economic activities in the area.
Like some weeks ago, a woman come in our environment here in Rumoji community to buy something. All of a sudden, 3 guys walk to her, pull off her gold earring and her gold necklace. She was just looking for help, and nobody can help because the people in question, they are with the arms. And if you as a trader or somebody within there, you walk to them or you try to put yourself, and you that went into the scene or the problem, we now still face the consequences. So we are looking for help. The Sole Administration, Commissioner of Police, the My1 Station, the Joe C4I.
Everybody now is scared because of what is happening. Like evening time now, when you reach 6 o'clock, everybody will like to pack and go home. So we are scared now. We need help.
The spokesperson of the River State Police Command, SP Grace Iringekoko, is yet to speak on this. Still to come, stakeholders explain drop in prices of cooking gas in parts of rivers. Stay with us. Welcome back. Some stakeholders have shared their thoughts on why prices of cooking gas keep dropping in parts of River State. A filling station owner in Port Harcourt, Johnny Moses, told correspondent Soibiruwari that the price drop is mainly because more companies are now producing cooking gas.
Cooking gas price reduce sometimes to increase, sometimes to reduce, but it will not be here. It have not been going higher. Most private people are now doing cooking gas now. Cooking gas is like a different world of its own together. Some private refineries or some private individuals, they do the cooking gas on their own. People go there and buy cooking gas on their own. So most people that go buy cooking gas here, none of them will go Lagos. So nobody get time to go to Lagos. Now they buy it here. So that's why it's a different thing altogether. That's why cooking gas is coming down. It is cheap now.
Also, a cooking gas vendor, Kingsley Aero, said the price may drop further when LNG finishes maintenance work on its production plant.
That is actually dropping gradually. But why it's still up to this level is because LNG has not that for now. Their maintenance. So once LNG is done with their maintenance, I think the price will still go down more. So they expect it to be static. For now, LNG has no gas. Since they are maintenance, that's why it's a little bit high. Port Harcourt depot here now doesn't have gas. So everybody goes to Lagos to buy. So once LNG is done with their maintenance, one of the depot here in Port Harcourt, once they have products, I think it will drop.
Meanwhile, a cost engineer in the oil and gas sector, Kingsley Egboson, says the gradual devaluation of the US dollar may be responsible for the steady decline of the cost of cooking gas.
As far as the crude oil benchmark goes down, automatically your gas pricing goes down too. It's based on BTU. Relatively, it's like a composite good to the crude oil. Gold, crude, gas, They have commodity markets, so I think that's why we are experiencing what we are experiencing. There's nothing special from Nigeria. Pricing has to do with, as of now, has to do with the global value of the US dollar, which is the currency that determines 52% of world trade. We denominate our transactions in the US dollar mostly.
A correspondent reports that in parts of Port Harcourt metropolis, 1 kg of cooking gas, which was sold at 1,600 naira, now sells between 1,150 naira and 1,200 naira. Elsewhere, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) management has kicked off the NLNG Train 7 Human Capital Development (HCD) advanced training program with over 140 trainees inaugurated. The General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development in NLNG, Dr. Sophia Hosfall, during the kickoff ceremony, charged the trainees to engage actively to master the skills to improve their employability in the oil and gas industry.
The program represents not just another milestone, it is a reaffirmation of NLNG's unwavering commitment to human capital development mandate of the federal government of Nigeria through NCDMB to build a strong, skilled and a competitive Nigerian workforce. We believe that the foundation of true and lasting development lies in the empowerment of our people, particularly our youth. Really come to get that training that will really build you up as persons and make you more employable in the industry.
On his part, the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, or Mashola Obe, represented by the Manager, Human Capacity Development in the board, Tarilate Tade Bribena, who spoke on the importance of the training, advised the trainees to take advantage of the program to expose themselves to real-time experience across various technical domains within the LNG operational plants during the 3 months of training.
It is a critical investment in the sustainability, competitiveness, and indigenization of Nigeria's oil and gas value chain. Our strategic 60-20-20 framework has given us a solid structure through which we have delivered tangible impact. Building on the Train 7 project and through this framework, we have facilitated basic training for over 400 Nigerians in diverse technical, vocational, and specialized areas, equipping them with practical skills directly aligned with industry needs.
The representative of the Train 7 project, Director Dr. Joshua Anemeje, alongside 2 trainees, also spoke during the ceremony.
To somebody that can also be an ambassador of Nigeria LNG and NCDMB. When at the end of the program, you go out and tell people, I was there. But not only that I was there, I played one role or the other. I acquired this significant skill, helped me in the future.
My expectation for these 3 months is for me to go there and learn skills that will take me for a lifetime. I appreciate that I'm there. It is an opportunity that I might be self-employed.
I believe that I'm privileged to be part of this HCD program. Of course, it's an employment program that the participants who everything was done on merit. I was part of the selection tests and I succeeded. Technician electrical.
Correspondent Suebiruwari reports that the Train 7 HCD Advanced Training Program, which will last for 3 months, includes capacity development in areas such as data analytics and supply chain management, quality assurance and quality control, among other skills. The Chief Executive Officer of the Dangote Refinery, Aliko Dangote, has named the main road leading to the refinery in Lagos after President Bola Tinubu. Dangote made the announcement today during the official commissioning of the Deep Seaport Access Road in Lagos State, an infrastructure linking the Dangote fertilizer plant to the Eleko Junction. He said the move is in honor of President Tinubu's contributions to the project. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump says the travel ban for citizens from 12 countries applies to countries that don't have things under control. Speaking at the White House, Trump said the travel ban can't come soon enough. The travel ban, which comes into effect on the 9th of June, fulfills a promise Trump made during his 2024 election campaign and is likely to draw swift legal challenges. On the news this evening, you heard traders at Rumosi Livestock Market have lamented low sales ahead of Salah. Residents and traders in Rumuwoji Mile 1 have decried rising insecurity. Muslim cleric has urged Rivers political actors to end rifts in honor of Eid. FCT Minister Wike says no cabals in President Tinubu's administration. On the foreign scene, US President Trump has defended his widespread travel ban. The news was edited by Constance Irele Mega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.